Those of you who have been in this business for 5 or 10 or 20 years, can you remember back when you started in this business? Do you remember anything when you started this business somebody taught you like 5 or 10 or 20 years ago that you kind of still remember? Does anybody remember that? Just a little tip or a little something you learned? Let me see if you learned this. I want to take a look today, as Bill did it, looking at what is it, but I want to look at it in terms of what is it that causes some people in our business, maybe you and maybe some of the people you're sitting with today, what is it that causes us to rise to the top? So here's our first little workshop assignment. I need you to get somebody at your table. It doesn't matter who. Okay, this is a really easy job. It doesn't pay much, but it's an easy job. There are a bunch of pens laying around. Just get somebody with a pen. I don't care who it is. Just get somebody with a pen and ask them to write down what you say. Okay? Bob's going to do this. You're going to share with them what you think the 5 C's of success are. And for every one you get right, Bill is going to give you a $20 bill. No, I'm just kidding. This is going to cost you a lot of money, my friend. People will never believe you are their right choice, the person I need to be working with, if you don't believe it first. If you're walking around with self-doubt, if you're walking around saying, you know what, I'm really not very good at what I do. I'm really not that smart. I'm not that experienced. I really don't know the market that well. That lack of confidence will show through, not just in your interactions with your customers, but in your inability to social network. You won't outreach. You won't wear a name tag. You won't make those contacts because you don't believe in yourself. The second key to success, what is it for the people who are successful in this business, is the ability to create and sustain contacts with people. You guys learned a long time ago that selling is a numbers business. It just is. It is a numbers business of how many people you know and how many contacts you make every single day. And when you look at people who are perennially successful in this business, year after year after year, they are people who are engaged a lot, who are out there making a lot of contacts to people. The third food group is your own personal network. Who's in that, gang? What do we mean by your personal network? You got your friends, your family, your neighbors, previous coworkers, and here's another group that a lot of times we miss, our own service providers. I want you to think about the people you are a customer of. Anybody got somebody cuts your hair? Somebody does your dry cleaning, paints your nails, mows your lawn, cleans your pool? You are probably a customer of at least a dozen people. Who's got a favorite bartender in here? You have probably got a dozen people you are a customer of. Your goal is to what? Make them a customer of yours. What is the third C of success? Control. Do I have that? Control? This is an interesting one, and it could be a little bit of a controversial one, so stay with me on this. But one of the things I've noticed, to my surprise as well, is that top producers have a way of controlling their customers. This is called sales speak. This is how top producers address their customers, because customers want that direction. They want that guidance. They want that help. They want someone to lead them along. That's why they hired you to do it. One of the things that make people in this industry truly extraordinary is that they do things with ridiculous consistency. They don't do things that other people aren't doing. They don't have magic pills or magic formulas, but they do things with ridiculous consistency. Hand out 1 business card a day, make 2 telephone calls a day, send out 3 mailers a day. If you have a 99% failure rate, you will still end up with 13 to 16 more sales a year. Turn to your friends at your table and say, wow, wow, wow. 13, how many of you would like to have that, seriously? 13 to 16 more sales every year. How many would you like to have that? Okay, a few of you would. That's good, that's good. All right, let me test this, by the way, because I should have tested this from the beginning. How many of you refuse to raise your hand at seminars? Raise your hand just so I can see that. You did probably the most courageous thing you've ever done at one point in your career. What was it? Somebody just said it. I just heard it. You got into this business. Was that not insane? What were you thinking? Seriously. Was that not courageous? You're getting into a 100% commission sales job where your livelihood is now just based upon how hard you decide you want to work. You've entered a field that's incredibly saturated, 1.1 million other competitors around you every day, chasing down customers and opportunity. That was the most courage you've probably ever shown in your career. But what it is for a lot of people is they continue to show that courage throughout their career. And it is shown in a lot of different ways. But that's what this is about. You are at crossroads of courage every single day, whether you realize it or not. Some of you will take the right path and some of you will take the wrong path. You'll have an opportunity to show some courage and you won't do it. Most of you will. And that's what's going to help you rise to the top. That's what's it for you. You got to be willing to leave mediocrity behind. Now that's tough for a lot of us because sometimes that means leaving some of our friends behind. Leaving our friends behind. If I truly want to rise to the top, I will never rise to the top in the association of people on the bottom because they will pull me down. They will pull me back. Sometimes you have to step away from that. There's an old saying you've probably heard, we become the company we keep. You ever heard of that? We become the company we keep. If you keep the company of successful, positive, motivated top producers in your industry, that is exactly what you will become yourself. It is the courage to be able to recognize that. It's the courage to realize that you don't stop at mediocrity. You don't stop when you get comfortable. If you want more, you do more, you get more, you enjoy more.